Thank you for watching, and remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your support.
That's been our headline story actually every single day this week with, of course, Nicholas and all the rain, first Texas and Louisiana. So we're asking you about rainfall. We want to know what do you consider
those locations? So it doesn't take much.
Yeah. So we know our question today is kind of relative to where you are in the country, but we're curious, what do you consider?
Actually, to be honest, we've been losing quarterbacks left and right, it seems like. All right, let's talk about this football game because we do have one in Athens. My Dogs and the Gamecocks going at it. There's a chance we could see some isolated storms, so keep an eye on that.
Yeah, those temps look a little coolish too. Not bad, but in the 70s. All right, we've got Buffalo and Miami playing with temps in the mid to upper 80s. Some thunderstorms here as well. Not quite as comfortable.
Yeah, Michigan and State and Miami going at it. This will be in Florida, another spot where there could be a few isolated storms. So again, we got to watch out for that. A lot of folks outside. Get to a safe location.
We'll take you into that forecast first, starting with some of the high readings that we'll get today, like the 94 degrees in North Platte. What about temps hitting 90 in Wichita, 88 in Des Moines? I mean, this is a time of year when you got your pumpkin spice coffee and, you're thinking, I'm ready for sweater weather, right? No, not today and not this week, actually. Temperatures are going to be continuing above average by 10 to 15 degrees. You can blame the jet stream. If you want to blame anybody, don't blame us. Blame the jet stream. It's staying north up here, and that's going to keep any of the cooler air bottled up for now. We do actually see a dip in the jet in the west, and that's going to allow us to have a cool down there, but not across the middle of the country for now, where temperatures stay above average this weekend. In fact, going anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees. May not be breaking a lot of records, but we'll be up there. Pretty warm. Look at places like Fargo, 89 degrees. That'll be your Sunday forecast here, so we are above average. And then we look at how long this lasts and then where else the heat builds. We see it in the Northeast, the Midwest, the Great Lakes. Temps are going up because of this big ridge in our jet stream as we get into early next week. So it's around the Great Lakes starting off the week. Places like Chicago will see numbers rising. We'll get one big bump up here on Friday and then another one getting into early next week. One spot that has seen a lot of heat has been Montana this summer. Places like Miles City, you had your fourth warmest summer on record. So the question is, how warm is it going to get with this latest big heat wave that we got going on for a couple of spots? We're looking at your forecast, and we know how it goes here in Montana, right? It can be up and down in hours for us, and that's how we start. Temps only in the 60s for us for today. Tomorrow we go the 70s, then we're back to the 90s, and then we would come back down again, getting closer to average, or even below average, actually in the 60s as we get into early next week. So, you know how the weather goes out here, Alex. For sure. Alex, I went back and looked at some of the rainfall totals from yesterday. We had 3 inches here, 4 inches there, looking at places like Mobile and Pensacola, New Orleans, but none of them were daily rainfall records. So you've had that much before on that day. Today we might do it again, though, and that's the thing. New Orleans, we've had, 2 days back-to-back with more than 2 inches of rainfall. We could do it again, still have the moisture in place. That's what this map shows us. Where is the big atmospheric moisture, the precipitable water? If you take a column of air in the atmosphere here and you sort of look at how much rain or moisture potential is in it, that map is it, and when you have the brightest colors, that's the biggest potential. So we've got showers out there today. Some of them will be heavy at times, like what we're seeing right here move across that northwestern corner of the Florida Panhandle. In other cases, though, it has been pretty light and sort of almost drizzly in a way, right? We got more of that coming for you today in the Atlanta area. Greenville, Spartanburg, Columbia, South Carolina, Augusta, and Georgia all have rain for you out there this morning, and it's a pretty steady soaking rain. You'll get wet if you have a decent walk from your car into the office this morning. All right, here's a look at Pensacola, too. Closer look, because now a few of these thunderstorms have popped just to the north of town. We had some issues yesterday with rain on roads here, making some of the roads impassable because it was just too much at once. And that's a potential again today. There is a flash flood watch up Biloxi. We saw the shots with Tevin yesterday. It's going to look a lot like that again for you today. Dark, dreary, rainy. The forecast is for that kind of scenario all throughout the southeast as we get you through the afternoon. Now, this afternoon, maybe you see a little breakups in the way of the clouds. 95L, and then a new area to watch that we've been tracking since yesterday.
Yeah, we are certainly in the midst of the heart of the season, right? And so we've got a lot to track out there for us. All right, let's get to that 96L. There it is there. And again, some showers and storms bubbling up, but again, nothing that's really getting its act together very quickly. But that may change as we head through time. There's that development area anywhere in that red zone. We could see that happening over the next day or so.
And because of that, we do have the risk of waves and the rip current risk here. So it's elevated, moderate here up and down the the entire eastern seaboard. High for you in the Outer Banks. I know this is, maybe not the biggest beach time of year to go, but some people like when it gets a little quieter, right? And so weather-wise, unfortunately, not going to cooperate.
Yeah, so we'll see this thing, again, getting very close, kind of scooting the coast. There could be some showers, maybe some gusty winds here and there as it moves on through. Again, both models are essentially keeping the system well offshore, so that is the best news.
The breezy conditions, maybe some enhanced rainfall, especially in the Outer Banks, maybe some minor beach erosion. That would be the main issues with that. And you can see that all models have it tracking, the center of the circulation tracking offshore. It'll probably grow in size, though, and be a big wave maker out here as we get into the over the weekend.
Absolutely. Rainfall issues, again, the bulk of that should stay out over the waters of the Atlantic. All right, well, let's get you now.
Changing weather actually coming away. Now, you saw some clear skies there right now. That's not going to last. We'll see those cumulus clouds start building up today, although a lot of those storms come in late. So we got to time it out. We do have a few thunderstorms this morning. You can see moving across northern parts of Wisconsin, heading into the UP. We also have the main front up here and the main system up to the North Dakota. It stretches into Canada, actually. So we're going to watch that sweep on through today. Out ahead of it, that's where we're going to see everything come together. This is where we get the moisture returning. Your dew points will go up a little bit. The heat will build in, and that'll help contribute to the instability. A pretty strong low-level jet actually will really be a big factor. And then where we have that turning of the winds, that's why I think we can get some bigger hailstorms, and we're going to see that right across parts of northern Minnesota. So possible thunderstorms today, all out ahead of that front as it drops in. We've got anywhere from Duluth to Minneapolis, straight back into much of Nebraska. Thunderstorms are going to start going, though, later in the day. So this is, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock? Nothing's happened yet. Maybe a few thunderstorms popping up around Duluth at this time. And then into the overnight is when we will see more activity developing in Minneapolis. That's when we get our storms. All right, in the meantime, it's hot south of this front, Alex.